What's up, my lovies? Yes, haven't been making a video like this in this kind of setting for a while now. But tonight I felt like, you know what? I'm going to do a video. I'm going to sit down and just say what I have to say. And then after that, this whole topic and concept is just like dead to me now after that. Yes, so I just felt like, you know what? I'm going to grab my tripod. So I'm using my tripod tonight whenever you see me in this kind of setting. Yes. Grab my tripod because I have some things to say. And text alone won't do it. Me writing on Facebook, because I have half the time that people are not reading, and not everyone likes to read, huh? So when I write these long things, they're necessary. But not everyone wants to read. They want to read one sentence, two sentences, maybe a short paragraph, and then that's it. They don't want to read further. So I'm not going to cut back with my writing to please people. I'm not going to water myself down, by the way, when I have something to say. I just want to make sure that it's not repetitive or it's not too drawn out and boring. And once that's not the case, then I will write my length. I'm somewhat of a writer nowadays. I have a long way to go, but I can't guanish. And I feel like, you know, how I write, not everything is going to just be in a too quick sentence. And no, people need to read and understand. But I feel like what I'm about to say, to write everything, is just not going to cut it. It's easier that I just sit down over here and just say what I got to say. Because you see me in my red t-shirt tonight. Red represents danger. I'm just kidding. Nothing dangerous about me tonight. But it's fierce. And I really got some things to spit out. I mean, I've kind of started it already today. Because, you know, I wrote on my Facebook and my Instagram, and I just had to put some things out there, some things that kind of been bothering me for a while. And I wrote and I got some feedback. Thank you, Lord, I did get feedback. That's not something I'm used to, getting feedback like that, but I did get some feedback. And from those feedback, you know, I feel like the way I want to answer, you know, thanks for those who took the time out to say something, though, by the way. Thank you, guys. But I'm not used to feedbacks. Like, I'll be talking to myself all the time. Nobody answering. But I'm just going to prolong it a little bit. I'm going to try to make this video as short as possible and just say the rest of what I have to say. And then after that, I'm not going to be like a little child who's just crying and complaining and murmuring because the child didn't get his way. Yeah. Whatever. No, that's not what I'm doing, though. But this is absolutely necessary. And to get serious now, more serious about the thing and get right into it. A lot of times when I make these videos, okay, even in my vlogs, which is my personal life, I always ask a lot of questions. At the end, I don't know if everybody's watching the vlogs until the end, but in those videos, especially with my children and my lifestyle vlog, those videos, I always ask questions like, you know, say this to me or that, or I'm asking questions of all kinds and whatever, and I never really get a feedback. So it either means that no one's really watching till the end of the videos, or they just don't care enough. I don't know. It's really not for me to judge. I don't know what's the reason, but it could be one of those reasons. And I ask a lot of questions a lot of times, and I don't see people commenting. I'm not saying it never happened, but a few times that it happened, yeah. But really, though, I've been on this journey pretty much without support. I'm not saying that, you know, like my close circle that I talk to on a regular basis, like we talk about these things. I do have some support somewhat, don't get me wrong, but how I would want that support for the many people that I know and the many people, I mean, I have so many ex-co-workers, I have so many cousins, I just have a really big family. And I don't really have friends, to be honest, but I have a lot of acquaintances. Like I said, I have schoolmates, and there's quite a few people that I know. And here's the whole truth. I get along with everybody. There's nobody right now that I'm like having beef with or anything like that. Not at the moment that I know of. I'm cool with like everybody. And you'd think that, okay. But I realized that's not how it goes. Yeah, but I realized that being cool with a million people doesn't necessarily mean anything. And first of all, you know what too? You know what? Late last year, I decided that I wanted to do these videos and, write and share my knowledge. I do a lot of research. I do a lot of reading. I watch a lot of videos, meaningful videos, I'm talking. School of Greatness, for example. That's a really good one to check that out if you're into this kind of stuff also. School of Greatness on YouTube. I've subscribed to that. And a lot of billionaire and multi-millionaire channels and stuff with all these salespersons. And these are the things that I subscribe to on on YouTube. For the most part, I have a few entertainments too and workouts and so that I subscribe to. But I get my information from the real deal, like from real people. And of course, Google is my best friend. It's the largest search engine. I live on Google multiple times a day, every single day. So I do a lot of work when I put these videos together to share them because I feel like, you know what? I'm so passionate about personal development. And I just want to bring everybody. It's so nice and exciting and uplifting and inspiring. I just want to bring like the whole world in it with me. Unfortunately, not everybody is into that. Not everybody is on that kind of road to a better place in their life. And it's just quite unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I can only try, but it's really up to everybody if they want to, if they want this kind of lifestyle as theirs too. So when I started this whole video thing and the quotes that I share and the vlogs and this and that and the whole works, I had everybody in mind. When I started out, I had little to no support. And obviously, that's still my challenge. I could have easily given up from the onset, but I didn't because why? I'm passionate about it. And no lack of support is going to make me give up on really like something that's my calling. So I've been pushing on and I decided that I like to finish what I start. Matter of fact, that's just how I am. Anything that I start, I am going to finish it. However long it takes me to get to that place, that destination, but I'm going to finish it. That's just how I am as a person. And I mean, I could have given up a long time ago, but I decided, you know what? I'm still going to post. I don't know. Maybe there are some secret persons, a few of them watching who it's really touching them and it's helping them and they're just not saying anything. This is what I have in the back of my mind, by the way, from ever since. But I mean, I've been putting in even more work lately, like a lot of work. When I say I am up a lot of times, well, the truth is I am on a little break from work right now. So I have a little bit more time, a wee bit more time on my hand. The kids are not at home. So, whoa, I do have a little bit more time. But why am I saying this is to say that a lot of times when I do these videos, sitting right here in this chair, a lot of you might recognize the background, or I'm sitting over there or whatever. I do these videos like so late at night. It's not even funny. And to edit, I'm not such a pro on editing, but I have learned, I've come a little ways with it. It takes time and it's a lot of the apps you have to pay for them. So I use the little free ones and I play around a little bit, and I am not such at a mastery level yet, but I do what I can. And when I do these videos, the point is when I do these videos and edit them, sometimes it's so late at night. I literally most times go to my bed after 1, after 2, and I have to get up back at 6 the next morning, get my kids ready for school, and then go to work by 8:30. So this is no joke. So if anyone really hears me whining or whatever, it's not just because I want to feel so important and whatever, and I just need the attention. If that's what anyone's thinking, I don't know, but absolutely that's just not the case. I put a lot of work in, like I said, into these videos. I do a lot of researching, and I really invest time in this just to share contents, share information, tips, whatever. And by the way, this is my lifestyle, so this is no joke. This is serious stuff for me. And I literally stay up so late, and a lot of times during the day, on the weekends, or during the day when I'm at work and I have a break, or I'm at home, or even when I'm on a bus, I'm just always on the go, always using up the internet, YouTube, Google, always gathering information, or my notes app. And I just save, I gather information. I sit in my room, I write. If you look in my bed, it's filled with papers because I'm still busy writing my book. Papers and, different kinds of, like I'm in a school or something. I'm going to university or something. I have so many leaves and pages that I've written on, and you have no idea. So I have actually evolved because I started out with just doing little videos, even using my paper, right? Which I knew was always unprofessional, and it didn't look good. It didn't give a good impression of me. And about 2 or 3 videos, you can see where I'm using paper, and I just didn't care. I just knew that I had to do what I had to do, even if I was going to look bad using paper. But I did know better, and I didn't care. But I've evolved, I've grown out of that. And if I have something to share that's really lengthy, that's why I started the audio, where I can actually just read what I have to say from for a more lengthy video. So I have really invested my time, a lot of my time and energy. I could easily, like most people, just go on social media and scroll on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, this, that, Twitter, that. But no, I use my time wisely, and I love learning. I love learning. And I feel like a lot of the things that I've learned, I just need to share, because I focus mostly on positive things, uplifting things. And I just always feel like I need to share. And that is why I have videos where I'm sitting in front of the camera like this. And then I have the audios that I'm doing nowadays. And then my vlog is just so people can know who I am really. And there's a real reason for that. One day you'll all understand it. It will make more sense to you. But yes, I started the vlog to invite people into my personal life, blah, blah, blah. But that's not what this thing is really about. But it's just necessary to share a little bit of that information. But really, I'm just saying basically that I put so much time and energy into this. And when I put these information out there, and for me to not know for sure, if it's going anywhere, I don't know who's watching it or if anyone's watching it. I can see, however, like if my videos were seen by 16 people, I mean, the numbers are really meager, but it's better than nothing. I'm happy actually to know that if I'm touching 2 or 3 people's lives, that's still amazing. It is still good, but I just need the feedback. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if when I see the number of views that I'm getting, I don't know if anyone's really getting it, or if it's helping them, or if they're really watching it to the end. And so sometimes I'm a little bit, oh my God, I put in so much work and I have no idea where this is going. I'm trying to build an audience, a community. If not, your girl got big plans. Yes, I'm very ambitious. I don't want to stay on a small scale. We have to all start somewhere and grow. I know that, absolutely. But I just need feedback. If I could get, feedbacks on a regular basis, even if it's 1 person or 3 or 5 or 10, that doesn't really matter. But I just want to know that the feedbacks are really consistent, and that I can know that, okay, so people are actually getting it and it's helping this person or it's helping that person. I do get when people say that, they are watching and they're listening, but they're just not saying anything. Totally. That's totally cool too. I imagine that a few people probably were doing that, but like I said, after putting in all that work, it is really nice and important to know that I'm getting a little feedback and that it's really reaching someone and it's helping someone. So that is kind of why I got frustrated and got in a negative space lately. Like, oh my gosh, so much, all this work, and no one even cares. When I ask questions, no one even cares to answer, and, pertaining to the same things so I'm just so confused and I don't know. So I hope somebody understands where I'm coming from. And like I said, I'm done with the whole feedback thing or whatnot. After this video, even if I get 0 views, I'm gonna still make my videos and I'm gonna still do my thing, because your girl's real over here. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm doing it from my heart, and I just want to be of service to others. And this is just another way to serve people, and I really love to serve. So I will still do what I have to do, support, or even the lack thereof, it doesn't matter. I will still do me, but I just wanted to put that out there that, feedbacks are really important. And I'm going to share this last example. I'm going to share an example really quickly so someone can really see what I'm really saying. And then I'm going to close this video. I don't want it much longer than this because, yeah. It's like the pastor is in church. I'm going to use 2 examples. The pastor is in church and he's there on the pulpit and he's preaching and he's throwing out scriptures and he's throwing out examples, whatever. And the congregation is there like, The pastor don't know if you're listening. The pastor don't know if you're getting the message, unless you say, from time to time, people say, amen. That's the most common way. That's the most common way. People will say, amen. So the pastor knows that, okay, they're listening, they're getting it. So it's a way for him to get a feedback. So it's really important. Nobody wants to know that they've prepared their message for the service and they're just preaching there and preaching, and they don't know the pastor doesn't know who's listening or who's really grasping. So that's just an example. It's the same thing for me. I don't know. And it's just like a teacher also in a classroom. You're sitting there, you're teaching, the kids are just looking at you, or they're looking all over the place. You don't know if they're really getting it unless you ask a question. And if you ask, imagine if you ask a question and they don't answer, or they're not asking questions of themselves. How would that make you feel? It would be a little bit confusing. Like, I'm here teaching and I don't know if the kids are understanding it. I don't know if they're getting it. No one's asking any questions. No one's, reacting. So it's the same thing for me. But yes, I just wanted to know that people are getting it. But, and another thing too, finally, is people, and this is just a general thing. It doesn't necessarily have to apply to me, but it just might. But people will deliberately not support you. This message is just for anybody and everybody. People will not support you on purpose, like deliberately, just because they know the potential you have. They see it in you. They feel your energy and they realize what you can do. And you know what they do? By them not supporting you, it's them trying to fan your flame. Like when you're for those who are Jamaicans and you were brought up in those days when they have wood fire outside. Yes, before electric stove and gas stove and whatever. And for those poor people who didn't even have those, you make the granny or your mother or even you yourself as a teenager or whatever, or a child. You have to go and blow the wood fire, and you have something that fan the flame so the pot can't boil. It's the same thing. People don't want to fan your fire. They want to out your flame. They want to help blaze the flame. When you're funny, I saw the fire blaze more. Make the heat blaze up. They don't want that in you. They know that. So you know what they do a lot of times? They don't support you. And no matter what. It doesn't have to be like in my case where it's me just wanting the little support with my videos and my thing that I'm doing. It could be you running a business or whatever. And people, some family, some friends, whatever, will not, deliberately not. They hold a stiff neck and hold out. Then deliberately not comment, then deliberately not like, then deliberately not share. Why? Because they see the potential. And they realize that them now want be the one for fan your flame, If you blaze no more, because guess what? You're going to be unstoppable. Guess what? They are afraid of what you might turn out to be. Or they see where you're headed. And they don't want that. It's just it's a default in some of our natures. Not everybody's still like that. But yes, some people are like that. And they will just deliberately not support you because they say, oh, them say if them help build up your business or your thing. And the more you are getting pushed, up. You go up in a life, and they don't want to see that. They're scared of what you might do. They're scared of what you might be. And they deliberately just try to just keep your fire low by not supporting you. They don't want to do stuff and support you to motivate you. Because they must say, hey, me gonna share a part thing. Oh, she gonna get the whole heap of views. Oh, this, that. This is not to be negative. But you know what? Sometimes what I learned on a seminar is that I did say I was going to stop, but I really have to say, sometimes these things are really so important. I just have to say them. The seminar that I watched, this was even before I was born, Jim Rohn's seminar, one of the greatest motivational speaker who ever lived. Yes, he died, obviously. The late Jim Rohn. In the seminar, the same thing that I'm sharing for those who are following, the same thing I'm sharing on my in my audios right now. He said life is part negative and life is part positive. So we have to talk about the two. We have to address the two. We can't always say, oh, I'm going to always stay positive and focus on the positive. Yes, definitely. But you cannot neglect the negative. You have to address the negatives in your life. You have to face them head on sometimes too. So it's not like, oh, I'm just going to leave the negative. And yeah, that's general. If you're trying to lead a positive lifestyle, you will leave the negative out of it for the most part. But there comes a time when you have to deal with the negatives. And for me, I am kind of in a negative space. And for some people, it might come off that I'm, being negative because I'm, making complaints that people are not reacting to my videos or this or that. Fair enough if someone thinks that way too. But at the same time, for me, like I just explained, I'm not going to go re-explain, but it's simple. I have to address the things. Sometimes we have to look at things. And this is not to be negative. It's just to say, because all of us we have a common sense and we know how people are. Because we're people and we know how other people can be. And a lot of people can be very negative, and this is a fact. This is just how it is. They will not support you intentionally because they don't want to see you just get that breakthrough. They don't want to see you bust out of the pack. So what they'll do, they will just ignore your thing because they don't want to dig you up. They don't want you to go further. They don't want you feel like you're somebody or you're getting somewhere in life. That's just all I had to say, and that's just how it is. But I'm done with this. I don't have time for this anymore. But I just felt like I needed to say what I had to say because some people might not understand exactly where I'm coming from, and I can't just text. Just like I said in the beginning, I can't text this long, lengthy thing. So absolutely though, that's just what I wanted to say, and I'm gonna get back to my normal self again. I'm just out of this phase now. This is behind me now. Moving forward, if I get feedback or not, I'm still gonna do me because I know God is in this with me. So you know what? I don't have to even worry. I am not gonna worry about a thing from now on. So that's my message, y'all. Yes. And again, if you will, you may say what you have to say in the comments. So everybody stay true, big up on yourself. It's my signature statement. Keep smiling. Let's remember to show love. Let's remember to be kind. Yup, let's remember to stay healthy because our health is our wealth. Maybe it doesn't apply in this video, but it's a very important statement to make. Yes, our health is definitely our wealth. And let's remember to grow and to move forward every day. We don't want to stay on the same level every single time. Because no, if you're not growing, you're perishing, my friends. So let's continue to evolve and to grow and get better every day and become a better version of ourselves every single day, day by day, one step at a time. All right, so mwah.